Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to the video here on the channel back in DCS. This is the beginning of a little bit of a series I want to try for the channel, which is a scale. So basically, it's a competition, sorry, to see which country or which coalition has the best short-range air defense. So I'm specifically focusing on short-range air defense, not long-range. So looking at things like NASAMS, in this case, IRST, and probably, I guess, I suppose there'll be single digit sounds. And obviously, plenty for the Russians. Not obviously I'm a Chinese sounds enough to say what Chinese stuff yet, but we'll progress to that. So the basic premise is you've got a bomber inbound, and we'll scale up every time as to how many missiles it launches, and it's targeting this ship here. Now you've got two short guns and a small air defense battery. The amount of rounds shouldn't really affect it because it's going to be what we're basically assessing is its capacity to take out missiles. So you can't, in theory, these are in a pack for these. 8. So 8 per launcher. So in theory, because there's 5 launchers, so if I had 40 rounds, it can't simultaneously fire all of its missiles because the radar isn't clever enough to calculate that. So yeah, let's do it. What we're going to do is we're going to run the mission, and we'll command. I'm sorry, actually, I need to set the missile load for the bomber, which is a 285. I'm just using that because it's a pretty standard missile and probably one of the better cruise missile models we have. And each is going to be slinging 8 KH-101s. So what we'll do, we'll fight the mission in this instance. And we'll be scaling it by 8 every time. I'll probably do a jump up to maybe 24, because I think 24 will be reaching saturation point for the system. And then we'll sort of scale it by 8 from there and see when it runs out. So a game master swap for us today. 285. Add a target. Central of that ship. Oh, that's interesting. So actually, I'm going to choose how many rounds it fires. Oh, it's going to fire them all, hopefully. No, it's not. I'm going to choose. I've got to set up 8 turns. Crap. Stand by. There we have it. So all the attack points are in. So let's go back to the aircraft. Well, where's that? That's 4 missiles. Well, we need 4 more. He's really firing at the capacity he can fire at. In his defense. Now, what we'll do also, whilst he's launching, we'll put everyone on red alert. So this gives them the best possible reaction time. And we'll ride the first missiles in. So you can see a string of missiles coming off. They're a little bit uneven, but 3, 6, 7, 8. Here's missiles out. Yeah, visually confirmed. Missile hasn't just spawned out of nowhere. And just fly him off to rotor. So he'll turn away cold, man. His missiles will run in. These are the missiles, KH-101s. Not particularly stealthy, not particularly amazing. They're basically a Russian copy of the Tomahawk. And not particularly up-to-date tech. Oh, the first missile's out. And that is an IRST SLM. So, do IRST. Interesting that it's got the radar version. I think the nose cone blows off and it uses obviously infrared in the terminal phase. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I am wrong. There we go. Nose cone's blown off, so it's now looking for its target. If it's going for the aircraft, That's frustrating. I guess this will just prove that the missile can outrange it. Yeah, it must have been launched from the very limits of its range. So the missiles are now descending down as low as they dare, but they're nodding like crazy for some reason. Is anyone going to shoot them? They should be coming over the horizon soon. You're on red alert. They offer it train. DCS! Alrighty, we're back. I have rebuilt the mission ever slightly. We've got now a cluster of 10 at times Sharhead 136 one-way drones. You may know them from such real-world events as the war in Ukraine. Yeah, nothing's too fancy here. They are probably. I'm interested to see how they get engaged because they're quite high. So this might be sort of easy fodder for the SLM. We'll see. The IOST SLM as well. Its radar is on a stick, as far as I remember. No, it's not. Ooh, that's interesting. The British one is. So this one is at ground level. This might actually affect things. We'll see. So I'm just going to go to F10 view. I'm going to get my douche. Actually, no, we'll leave that off. We know what's there, so. Really short interest in seeing the rounds coming through the air. Okay, getting close. Is IRST even going to do something? Anyway, I mean, they are high. They should be within range and being shot out of the sky by now. If I order it, I can't order it to shoot things. That's a shame. And we've got our Strowad, our Gepard here at the entrance to the harbour. Handy for anti-piracy work, but also protecting a really big ship. They aren't networked, so there's the two of them there. You can see their radars whizzing around. The other one is just with my radar dish. That's the Sharhead launchers. That is the other defensive system. And the IRST suddenly rips to life. I cut those off, like I say. Bam. Are they taking things out? They're just self-destructing. No, that's it. Okay, so they're missing. That one's missed. But on the whole, yeah, they're taking stuff out. I mean, they've launched 3 rounds. There we go. So what we'll do, we'll up that to, I'm going to go for 30 rounds. Stand by. So we've now got 30 rounds of SLM on the way. So of SLM of Sharhead. Hopefully the Kraken systems will see fit to engage momentarily. This might get down to Gepard. I think it probably will. That's all the rounds. Like I say, the Sharhead group under orders to 5:30. 30 rounds. Don't know why didn't you fire them all? Or they got RSTs out. Actually, we will, because yeah, even if at 100% PK. Christ. How many rounds does this have left? 1, 4, 5, 10, 13. 50 rounds incoming. I'm determined. I'm determined, guys. So I realized I made a mistake that I didn't notice. I thought I would, blame myself for this. As you can see, we're erecting launches here. The previous, or when I fired, and the 50 rounds first time round, I noticed most of them didn't leave the shell. I think there's a limitation, a maximum of 20 rounds per group. It has 49 rounds. 49 will still have well met. Here we go. And that is all the launches expanded. So now round, no, there's 2 rounds climate, there's 48 rounds. So I want to calculate this based off that. Calculate that. 48. I'm using the calculator most memory tool. So now we will speed up time. And whilst time is flying, we'll go red state on the Gepards. The Tiller's is just a supply ship. It is literally serving as a target today. And red today. So you can see they're erecting, the radars are spinning. Shoreheads are now on the way in. Probably that is 48 shoreheads. This will overwhelm at 100% because look how tight they are. They are as tight as the previous 20 were. They've got more than double the range. I mean, even if we get one round, one kill, the depots are still going to have to take down quite a few of them. 8 of them. Yeah, that's without duplication and misses and all that kind of stuff. So I reckon we're probably going to overwhelm them. Like I say, we'll see. Although they've chipped away quite a bit there. So the IOSTs hacked it down to 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 8 misses. But 17 9 misses for the IOST out of 40 rounds. So it's not the most accurate roundish. There's probably target duplication, to be fair. And now we get into the show rad. Well, there you go. Compiles are engaging. They splashed one. Oh, I think close. One line through. There you go. I'm just overwhelmed. So, yeah, I took care of one. I'm going to call that 17 hits. 16 hits, correction. So, the European score is 41 rounds to overwhelm. I'll make that, put that on a sticky note, and then next week we will see the Russians contend in this. So PU equals 16. Like I said, next up, it's the Russians. See you guys next week. Well, actually, not be next week, it'll be probably a couple of weeks' time. I'm just going to be doing this, so there's no weekend uploads. But so, actually, no, probably will be next. I don't know. You'll see it in next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.